E4, E5, F4, Bishop C5, Knight F3, D6, Bishop C4, Knight F6, D3, Castle kingside, Queen E2, Bishop G4, F takes E5, D takes E5, Bishop E3, Knight B D7, Knight B D2, C6, Bishop B3, B5, Castle kingside, Queen B6, Bishop takes C5, Knight takes C5, King H1, Rook A E8, Queen F2, A5, A4, H6, Knight H4, B takes A4, Bishop takes A4, Bishop E6, B3, Knight G4, Queen G1, Queen B4, Knight H F3, Bishop D7, Knight C4, Knight takes A4, Rook takes A4, Queen C3, H3, Knight F6, Rook C1, Knight H5, Queen E1, Queen takes E1 check, Rook takes E1, F6, Rook takes A5, Rook E6, D4, Rook B8, D takes E5, Bishop E8, Knight D4, Rook E7, Rook C5, Rook C7, Knight D6, F takes E5, Knight takes E8, Rook takes E8, Rook takes C6, Rook E C8, Rook takes C7, Rook takes C7, Knight F3, Rook takes C2, Knight takes E5, Rook C3, B4, Rook B3, Knight C6, Knight F4, E5, Knight D3, Rook A1, Knight takes B4, Rook A8 check, King H7, Rook B8, Knight takes C6, Rook takes B3, Knight takes E5, Rook B6, Knight G6, King H2, Knight E5, King G3, Knight D7, Rook D6, Knight F6, King F4, Knight G8, G4, Knight E7, H4, Knight G6 check, King G3, Knight E7, Rook E6, Knight G6, H5, Knight H8, Rook E7, King G8, King F4, Knight F7, King F5, King F8, Rook A7, King G8, Rook C7, Knight G5, King G6, Knight E6, Rook C8 check. Knight F8 check. King F5. King F7. Rook A8. King G8. King E5. King F7. Rook A7 check. King G8. King D6. Knight H7. King E6. Knight F6. King F5. King H7. Rook E7. Knight D5. Rook E6. Knight C7. Rook E5. Knight A6. King E6. Knight B4. King F7. Knight D3. Rook E8. Knight F4. King F8. Knight D5. Rook E5. Knight F4. King F7. Knight H3. Rook E3. Knight G5 check. King F8. King H8. Rook E7. Knight H7 check. King F7. Knight F6. King G6. Knight G8. Rook takes G7. Knight F6. Rook A7. Knight G8. Rook H7 checkmate.